Welcome to Global Village Show. We are very glad to air today from City of Calgary, and we are very honored to have the police chief of this great city, Calgary, Mr. Roger, and we have our HR manager from City of Brooks, Mr. Jeff. Welcome to the program. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I've been policing in Calgary for just around 30 years now. My career has been mostly in the investigative side of policing, organized crime, etc. I was appointed chief back in October, so we've been working this last 6 months or so and trying to ensure that we're delivering the kind of policing service Calgary's been accustomed to.
So you've been with the police almost for 30 years?
Yes.
Wow, that's a... Can you give us a little bit history of the Calgary police services?
Well, the police service has been an integral part of the city for many, many years, obviously. It's born out of the concept of the RCMP, deep into the Canadian history, but this municipal policing, this province now allows local jurisdictions to relate closer to the police services, to get a mandate from the communities so they can sort of help us understand the priorities and the issues at play, so we police with the community in a way that meets their needs. So it's been as municipal policing has evolved right now, it has been one of the key elements of a successful, healthy, safe and vibrant city.
Wow, that's very good. Okay, Jeff, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I am the HR manager of the City of Brooks as of Monday, actually. And I've been with the city for almost 5 years. I started there as an inclusion diversity coordinator and worked my way up. I've been filling in for a mat leave, and they felt that the place didn't burn down, so they promoted me. So other than that, I did some schooling at the University of Lethbridge, had the Bachelor of Management degree in HR and Marketing, and did a stint here in Calgary and found my way back home to Brooks.
Can you tell us a little bit about Brooks then?
Sure. So Brooks is a small city that's about 14,180-ish people. And then that's inside the county of Newell, which I believe adds another 10,000 people in there. Brooks, lots of oil and gas, agriculture. It's had its biggest employers, JBS Foods Canada, home to about 2,000 employees. And from about 2005 to now, it's just transformed from kind of a rural community to a really multicultural type of community. So, yeah.
Wow, that's a okay, Chief. What are the difference between the Calgary Police, the Marshal, the RCMP, the bylaws? You have several law enforcements.
Yeah, there's various levels of public safety elements that exist within the province. The one level is the RCMP. The RCMP have a dual mandate in the province. They have a contract for provincial policing that allows them to police small towns and rural areas of the province, throughout the province. They also have a federal mandate that helps them manage their federal requirements throughout the country, things like national security issues, federal issues like drugs and organized crime movements, whatnot. So they have a dual mandate. Municipal policing has a mandate under the provincial government through the Police Act that allows them to police certain size communities, like Edmonton has a service and Calgary has a service, Red Deer, Medicine Hat, etc. Medicine Hat and Lethbridge have their own municipal services. And then within those pockets, there's also the provincial sheriffs. The sheriffs have a multitude of services they provide, from traffic enforcement to court security to various other community aspects they look after. And then bylaws are a function within each municipality that allows local municipalities to set in certain laws and restrictions around bylaws, and they have enforcement officers there. So there's a layering of services in the province.
Okay, but the RCMP is federal then?
RCMP has a dual mandate. In Brooks, the RCMP would police Brooks.
Yeah.
They have a contract to police Brooks, but they also have a federal contract to do other things.
Oh, okay. No, that's cool. So that's the okay. What are for example, what makes someone come to Brooks in your own opinion? For example, what is Brooks? If somebody wants to move to Brooks, for example, first thing comes to their mind is the safety of their family, or how safe is and how vibrant the community is.
Yeah, if we're talking about safety, you could ask our Staff Sergeant, Tom McNulty, as well, but Brooks is, in my opinion, a very safe community. I've been there for 28 years and never had any issues. In terms of why people would come to Brooks, I think employment is got to be your number one reason there. Yeah.
Employment and sightseeing of areas.
Yeah, definitely lots of things to do in Brooks. You have your Lake Newell Dinosaur Provincial Park, Rolling Hills Reservoir, lots of camping opportunities, lots of recreational activities there. So it has all the amenities of a big city, just in a smaller location. Yeah.
What do you think, Mr. Rajiv, that the best ways to attract qualified applicants to sign, for example, up to become police officers, and how you retain them in a police?
Well, I mean, the biggest part of our effort around recruiting and hiring of employees is, first off, to ensure that you're hiring reflective of the community, so that we make sure that we hire across a broad spectrum of people, so that we get a full fair offering for the kind of issues that are at play in many of the communities. So we make sure that's a prime mandate for certain. We look for things, obviously we look for people who are problem solvers, people who communicate well, people that have the ability to deal with conflict fairly, people who can that have the sort of ability to keep people safe. And so we work through, they can accept the skills and the trainings that we do, but also be able to then present that in the community in a safe and fair way. So that's what we look across all sectors of the community, age groups, gender, ethnicities. We look across everybody to find that mix of people that makes us reflective of the community as a whole.
Do you guys encourage, for example, going to the high schools and from the high school maybe encourage the kids to sign up the?
Yeah, we run a series of cadet programs as well. So we'll start talking to young people and start working through leadership development programs with them and scale them up through various levels, right up to a senior cadet program. And through those, we offer them experiences in right at the end of it in employment in terms of the cadet program, but their leadership development, their healthy social skills, and make sure by the time they're through that, they're able to then either move on to other walks of life, or if for those who want to, they can come right into policing after that.
Oh, that's very good. So that's an optional then.
Yes.
After they graduate.
Yes, it's a way to experience the role of policing in a laddering environment. So you start very young, and you can work your way up to a young adult, and then consider policing as a career after that. Wow.
So how long the program runs then?
Well, there's various stages of it. They can know that some of them can last up to a couple of years. So they are defined, but we like them to come in, have that experience, and then move on. Either move up into the next level of cadet programming, or move out to the community and show that leadership out in the community.
Wow, that's. Is the application process more in depth for like Calgary Police as opposed to RCMP?
No, they're fairly similar. In the province, there's one application process for the whole province. Everybody follows the same one. The RCMP has a different one, but they're very intense. The process, that's one challenge about our policing, is the time, from the time you apply to the time you're hired, there can be several months of screening. We screen for health, for vision, for fitness, for your lifestyling, your background, make sure that you're, there's all sorts of things. So the screening process, psychological assessments, the screening process takes quite a while to get through. So.
Wow. So is it then, it will run what, full time then?
The cadets don't start off as full time, they are part-time employees, but then policing is a full-time occupation once you get there. We have different aspects in terms of when there's opportunities there to accommodate employees and do different things, but by and large it's a full-time employment environment. Okay,
but the training itself, it's a part-time?
Training's full-time. Once we hired you and put you into our recruit classes, that's a full-time environment as well. So.
Wow, that's I think that will probably give someone the option either to join or not to join, which is.
Well, it's one of the things that people consider when they come in here, because if they're going to leave their current employer to come start their profession of policing, then while they're in classes they're getting paid, so they have a salary while they're in classes and learning, then if they're successful, they'll just go on to be officers. So.
Wow. I think that's one way to look at it. I think it's that gives also the youth something,
Yeah, so the cadet programs are not paid in those programs up until the senior cadets. The senior people are paid, but when they join our police recruit class, then they're paid full time then. So.
Okay, but the training itself is valuable.
It's an invaluable training. It's a great experience, and really shows a lot for these young people who do this work for us. You'll see them in various functions that we do in various business aspects. You'll see them at our front counters, dealing with the public and just sort of being that outreach to people. And it's really a nice opportunity to have them show the best of themselves to the public.
And how would, for example, somebody watching the program, how would they join that? Would they just go online?
Yep, they can look at our website and go there, and there's information there they can track to, and then they can phone and talk to people and figure out the next recruiting cycle for the cadet programs, and based on the age groups.
Oh, that's good. So, Jeff, how many different schools we have in Brooks has? How many different schools do you have?
I believe approximately nine or 10. We have the Medicine Hat College Brooks campus. We have 2 high schools. They're both Grasslands Regional and Christ the Redeemer School divisions.
Yeah.
And we have about 3 or 4 elementary schools, a Francophone school as well. So it's around 9 or 10.
Okay. And Francophone school is to high school, grade 12 then.
I believe so.
They have, and then Catholic school, and then Grasslands, and the college.
They each have their K to 12, yeah.
And a community college, that is the Medicine Hat College. Which, what about ESL? For example, a newcomer coming to the city for newcomers, newcomer ESL wants to learn the language.
Yeah, there's classes at the local campus there, and there's also the Brooks Community Adult Learning Center, or BCalc. That language services are offered there as well.
Wow. So they can be either go to the Adult Learning Center or
the college,
Brooks campus school. The one of the things that comes to mind is women nowadays are probably moving faster than before in terms of breaking the ceiling. That's what they call. But in the departments, for example, as the police chief, would they have an opportunity or encourage to join the senior management team making decisions?
Absolutely. To start off, our recruiting obviously really sort of focuses well on gender fairness and gender diversity. We've got a recruit class in right now, I think for the first time that I can remember, where there's more female employees than male employees in it. So we're seen to be, over our new model of policing, we're attracting more and more women officers, female applicants coming in, seeing as a safe, meaningful career, and as they come in more, and then prepare them and develop programs to prepare them for executive development down the road, their leadership development, their next levels of promotion and whatnot. So we certainly are improving. We have lots of work to do. We have lots to do to get better at. It's a day-to-day learning and improvement cycle we have to go through to make sure we're improving. But it certainly is moving in the right direction, and we're very proud of our officers. We're very proud of the leadership that they present to us, and look forward over the next few years of really evolving our gender diversity programs.
Wow, that's very good. And following also that question is, you have a very high population in terms of diversity in Calgary, because you have about 1.2 million residents. In terms of ethnic or base communities, you have a diversity department then deals with different groups to reach those groups.
We have varying portfolios within our diversity programs, so we can reach out to specific communities, introduce the idea of where policing fits in community life in Calgary, particularly people who are coming directly from other countries where policing might not be seen to be a safe aspect of community life. So we're making sure we're working with them to identify ourselves with them, to show them what we do, show them how we work together, show them what community policing means as we work together with people to solve problems, and we're find those sort of connections where we can bring resources to people when they have struggles or problems. we work in their communities with their schools, with their churches, or wherever they might be. We try to work together with those groups to make sure we're seen to be leading them through a healthy community life, and not just there to enforce the law or arrest people. We're also there to make sure people are living good lives and the quality of life in the city is improving because of it.
So building that relationship with the community, which is important, because most of the newcomers coming from most of them third world countries, seeing a police officer is seeing a problem.
Right.
So they run away from the police officer because of the bad experience from wherever they originated. So that trust is extremely important.
It's probably the singularly most important thing we do, is to build those relationships with communities, to make sure that there's a constant, respectful and meaningful dialogue occurring. We know particularly when people come from other countries where they may have issues within their own country, bringing young people here, the real trouble for them starts when they get here if they don't have connections, if they don't feel it's safe, they don't trust government or the police, and those people arguably get targeted for organized crime groups or for other mischief in the community, where they really struggle to get into a healthy lifestyle. And if we work with them and our communities work with them, we find a much higher degree of success for them. And so we really do sort of build our organization the idea that we want to work with communities before crime occurs. Let's make sure they have an opportunity to lead healthy, normal, vibrant lives, and it is successful. We can't get at everybody, but when we're working well together, it works incredibly well. So.
For the common good, I think you guys are doing great, because the important thing is to reach them, and then not only to see them when you're giving them a ticket or a problem, but other social activities and all that. So that will build relationship, and that will build a more trust with the local authorities.
You have to come out sometime and see our Power Play program, where we go out to Maxville Arena. Officers will show up with children from diverse communities who've never seen ice before. We'll put them on skates and show them skating, show them sort of the culture of Canada around hockey, and we'll work with them across all sectors of community, and new Canadians and people who are unfamiliar with ice and the sports, and work with them, tie their skates up for them, get them out there on the ice, and show them a little bit of Canadiana. And these are police officers out there doing that, and they're showing that uniform in a way that's safe, and it's helpful and and inviting, where they can talk and laugh together a little bit, and not have that fear as their relationship. So.
I'm going to steal that idea, actually. We do a learn to skate in Brooks, and they're able to come in and try on skates and skate on their own, and we have instructors there, but involving the police would be a really good idea.
I think we'll take, let me say, that invitation, and myself and my friend Jeff will come and visit and take that idea back to Brooks, practical way. We'll definitely, but that's a very good idea. We do have skating, I think, every October, I think.
Usually twice a year.
Twice a year, right?
We invite pretty much anyone, newcomers, people that don't know how to skate, to come on, try on free skates, free ice time. We have instructors there to teach, so
I have to raise my hand and say I don't know how to skate, and I've been here over 25 years, so.
You haven't been living.
It's about time I should be starting.
More than welcome to come out and see how that works here, and see the relationship there and how it works. It's a lot of fun. People have a very good time. Some of the police can't skate very well either, but it's good for the camaraderie and humanizing everybody. Make sure everybody gets we're all people. We're all sort of enjoying life together here. And the police then are seen to be more supporters than they are to see an arm of the military, or the arm of enforcement.
So is it every specific time in a winter time, or during the?
They run I'm not sure exactly when it ends, but they run Wednesday nights. We typically run them on a Wednesday night. We bring in police volunteers to come in and do the work. And
that's very
but
good.
when they're available, if you're interested, we could certainly tell you when the next nights are going to be, and you can. Once in a while, you even see the mayor come out and have a look at these. So
I think
he enjoys that program as well. So.
No, definitely. I think something that taking from Calgary, and we'll take to Brooks, and then we'll probably bring you something from Brooks to here, I think. So that's a very good. What do you think the advantage of diverse communities, for example, such as the one we have in Brooks, or maybe the one in Calgary? in 21st century? What are the advantages?
There are quite a lot of advantages. One, I think it stimulates the economy. Without a lot of the newcomers, we wouldn't have JBS operating at full capacity. It also newcomers bring a more vibrant community. If you look at in terms of food, culture, music, dance, that sort of thing, and just different perspectives, different ideas that the newcomers bring with them as well. So.
What do you think, Jeff, the diversity you have in Calgary? What are the advantages you think?
Well, Calgary is a very diverse city. The advantage really gets to be just how it enhances everybody's perspective of life, and it really brings out the best. When we see diverse communities working well together, you see the best of Canada start to stand up, where people can respect each other and find dignity with each other, find learning and understanding about what goes on in life. How you understand the trials and tribulations of other cultures are great for young people to understand the issues that go on in other places of the world. They can ask more questions. I do agree the song and dance and the religious ceremonies, all these things make us who we are. They actually define our values. They define the path the community wants to be, the peacefulness of the community, and those are all built on the fact that we live well together and work well together.
The one of the things that Jeff is how best we can prevent our youth, for example, joining a gangs or taking the bad path in life, the wrong path in life. As you've seen, we had Dr. Michael talking about relevant issues, and those are the factors of 21st century. We have to prevent youth to take the wrong path in life.
Well, without exception, the path to a more positive lifestyle starts in the community. It starts with making sure families are available. Like the adage that it takes a village to raise a child is very true.
Yeah.
It's about the kind of services and supports that are around. It's about the activities that make sure they have healthy activities to do, that they're engaged in school, that they have hope and opportunity, and that they have that sort of connection to quality of life. When young men and women find themselves without those pieces, they become very vulnerable to being cultivated for criminal activity. It even extends to the idea of radicalization and this new sort of phenomenon in the world around violent extremism.
Yeah.
If you can make sure those people have someone to talk to, someone to identify when issues are at play, some way they can vent their activities or vent their sort of frustrations around activities and things, there's a way to make sure that they can get through some dark times and come out of it as a healthier person, more vibrant person. But when they get into a lifestyle of crime or a lifestyle of really antisocial behavior, there are some dark consequences for that down the road if you end up in jail or prison or hurt or killed or something. And these are things we work with community leaders on to say, police won't do this by themselves. When we work together on that, when we actually understand the community, understand the kind of programming that could be available, and the connection to some of these programs, then you find those young people really have opportunity. When you struggle with language, you don't know the city very well, and it's people, it's very easy to get pushed astray. But it takes work, but it's a much more vibrant activity when they actually find ways to connect and become part of the fabric of the city and the society. And that's the big challenge for all of us. It's not easy all the time, but it takes a whole community to make that happen.
And Dr. Michael was mentioning actually a while ago that Calgary, you have a new program. He said that deals with the youth in terms of that radicalization apart from that.
A program we call Redirect, but again, it's another facet to which once we get the confidence of the community, when a family would call us and say, we're concerned about someone in our house, if we have to show up there just to arrest them, they're not going to call us. But if we show up there to talk and to try to find the issues at play and help develop some tools, some skill sets, some opportunities for that person to maybe reconsider the path they might be on, those work well. If you have to wait till they become radicalized and they become difficult and they get arrested, although those people like that need to be arrested and made safe for the rest of the community, it's just an unfortunate circumstance because we could have helped if we got involved sooner. So getting involved sooner is truly the key in community life, and having those communities confident that they can call the police for help, not just call us to come and arrest people. We actually can come and talk and find solutions and find some experts that can help us get through that.
So early intervention is important.
It's incredibly important, and that ability for us to be there before bad things have happened.
No, that is what Dr. Michael also was talking, is early intervention, and he mentioned, I think, that program that we have Redirect, which
Yes.
is, he said, important, and I believe Toronto has one that he was mentioning as well. That's early intervention.
And these are really just sort of complex extensions of community policing principles.
Yeah.
Remember, one of the foundational elements of community policing is working together and solving problems together. This is just another problem to solve. And having a police model where they're comfortable to talk to us and comfortable to solve problems before bad things happen, that's a great sign of healthy communities.
No, I think that the important is once you have a program, then you will see the validity of that program down the road. You can assess the program, but if you don't have a program, then that's where the problem starts with. And that's what Dr. Michael's view is. So my final point, Mr. Jeff, is the Brooks is about an hour and a half from Lethbridge, an hour and so how best you think we can attract labor force, for example, in a small town? Because most of the people like to live in a big city. That's the reality of life. How best you think we can attract people to come to Brooks, for example, in terms of either GPS or other employees to survive in the long run?
I think a lot of it probably has to do with the marketing and promotion of Brooks, selling the advantages of our community, the amenities that we have, the recreational activities of Lake Newell, Dinosaur Park, everything that's within the community, all the businesses that are currently there, and the opportunities that potential businesses could take advantage of there, and just sell it. Brooks is, it's a small city. It's a great city to live in, though.
Multicultural center.
Definitely.
It's a small town with a million different ethnic groups.
There's a lot of them.
Very
a lot of different dialects in Brooks, that's for sure.
I appreciate. What would you like to say to the audience, for example, for the final thought, Mr. Jeff, in terms of?
Well, I mean, Calgary is becoming a very big city. The region itself is 1.5 million people, and I think embracing and celebrating diversity, the fact that diverse communities want to work with us as well to ensure we have a peaceful, safe quality life here is a real important aspect of living in Calgary. I agree with the idea about how you bring people to areas like Brooks. They all have things to offer. Whether you like a big urban lifestyle like in Calgary or Edmonton, or whether you prefer a more a calmer lifestyle of a smaller city, but still has all those attributes and all those offerings that the people want, but maybe want a more of a rural lifestyle. They like to fish or hunt or things. This province has so many opportunities for people based on your preferences in life, and Calgary is just one aspect of it. It's a great city. I've been here my whole life, and very proud of it. It still has a bit of a Western atmosphere.
Yeah.
It enjoys its Western heritage, its relationship with the mountains.
Yeah.
But really, at the end of the day, it's a very, very safe city. It's a prosperous city. It's a city where people can live their lives in comfort and connect with all sorts of people. And it's just I think it's, sure, there's some economic struggles right now in this province, but they'll go away and we'll be back to what people expect. And it's just, I would always suggest this is a great place to come to Canada and enjoy your life.
I think we will take that note, and we hope you will come and visit us in Brooks, the city of 100 Hollows, and also experience a small town, but a lot of good people and very very welcoming, vibrant group of people in Brooks.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jeff, for taking
for
the time to join us, Global Village. As always, we are very honored to have, and thank you very much,
Thank you.
Chief,
It was a pleasure.
to have you on board, and thank you, and we are very honored to have you.